Hello, thanks for joining us. We're going to talk about writing a good set of procedures. Thanks for helping out our little alien friend in how to write a good set of procedures. So that was good practice. When you go to class under the week of November 2nd to November 6th, you will find this assignment here called 6.1 Writing a Good Set of Procedures. So you will write a set of procedures for your physics girl investigation. This is the one where you got to play around with the first time. Let's say you did the milk fireworks, and now you're asking a specific question. You want to know what happens if you use water instead of milk, for example, right? Everyone's questions are different, but it's for that particular lab and how we're moving forward on it. Please use the rubric attached to see how this assignment will be graded. If you look over here, there's a rubric, 26 points. We'll go through that in a moment. Okay, remember, a good procedure is a set of instructions to follow. It is clear and precise and reasonably short. Another person can follow your procedure and reproduce your results. Requirements: the steps are numbered. It's in Times New Roman 12-point font. It's double space. Complete sentences for each step. Step includes quantities and specific directions, and steps include multiple trials, minimum of 3 trials. Suggestion: once you write them, have someone else conduct your investigation by reading your procedures and following the steps. If that person does something different than what you were wanting or asks you questions for clarification, you may want to consider revising your procedures. So my recommendation is write out your procedures. When you're done, have someone at your home or a friend or someone that you see, go ahead and try to run them and see if they can do it. Here is the rubric that you want to make sure you look at so you know how it's graded. Numbered list. So are they numbered or not numbered? From 0 up to 4. Appearance, that is that Times New Roman 12-point font. Punctuation, grammar. Did you use Google Tools to catch any underlined words? I'm going to be looking for that. Content. Procedures included details so that someone who has never conducted the experiment can reproduce your results. The when, where, and how much are answered. And then we go down here, you can read those descriptions, right? Information is specific and written in a logical manner, right? Are they outlined in a step-by-step fashion without any additional explanations needed to follow it? Or do you have a couple of gaps that just aren't making sense? And further down the rubric here. And then lastly, that you've included multiple trials. You did or you didn't. So that is the rubric that is attached to this assignment. Please use it. That is what I'm going to be using to grade it. Now, what I've also included here is a document so that you can see what an a C or an F assignment might look like. So making a peanut butter sandwich, since we did that in class, here's Johnny Angel, right? Procedure: 1, open the bread bag by undoing the twist tie. 2, take 2 pieces of bread from the bread bag and place them on the plate. Designate them as slice A and slice B. 3, close the bread bag with a twist tie. 4, open the jar of peanut butter by unscrewing the lid on the top of the jar. 5, with the sharp end of the knife, scoop out approximately 1.0 teaspoon of peanut butter. With the knife, carefully spread the peanut butter on one side slice A, such that the peanut butter assumes a uniform depth, approximately 1/16 of an inch. 7, repeat steps 4 and 5, 4 and 5, right? Until one side of slice A is completely and thoroughly covered with peanut butter at the depth indicated. Close the jar of peanut butter by replacing the lid and screwing it back on. 9, place the knife on the plate. C, carefully place slice B on top of slice A such that the layer of peanut butter is between the slices. The slices should be parallel to each other, and the edges of the slices should be lined up so the peanut butter on slice A is completely covered by slice B. Okay, very thorough, lots of directions, lots of measurements. If you gave this set of directions to anyone, you're going to have peanut butter sandwiches that look very similar to each other. You're going to be able to replicate what you want. So a good procedure is a set of instructions to follow. It is clear and precise and reasonably short. Another person can follow this procedure and reproduce your results. Well, here's Miss Mary, quite contrary. C-, not enough detail. Get out some bread. 1, 2. With a knife, get some peanut butter. 3, put the peanut butter on one of the pieces of bread. 4, put another piece of bread on top of the first piece of bread. So a bad procedure is a set of instructions to follow, but it lacks detail. Often bad lab procedures lack quantities that describe how much to use, where to put things, etc. Someone who already knows how to make a sandwich can follow this procedure, but someone who has never made one before may not obtain the same results because the details are lacking. All right, so here, you might put a lot of peanut butter, you might put a little peanut butter. So when you're writing procedures for your investigation, make sure you're specific, because you got to look at it as if someone has never run your investigation before. This is Mr. Just in Time. He gets an F. This is not a procedure. You have repeated my instructions to the class. Get out bread and peanut butter. Determine how you will make the sandwich with the bread and peanut butter. Make the sandwich using the method you devised. An ugly procedure is not even a set of instructions to follow, but instead is a restatement of the instructions. It is very incomplete. And then lastly, this is for an English class, John Keats, right? Physics B. And if you read this, this reads more like a story. And I'm not going to read the whole thing because I know you can. This is not an English class, and your procedures should read more like a cookbook. Your English teacher would not accept a lab procedure in lieu of a creative writing assignment. Likewise, your physics teachers would not accept a creative essay for the lab procedure. So these are available to you. The last thing I want to share with you is this document here. Another place to look for good procedures would be in your Drops of Water on a Penny lab. We're numbered, they're steps. They tell you exactly what you need to do so that we were all able to replicate the same exact experiment, all right, and come up with the same results. Right, so that is our goal. You're going to write a set of procedures for your investigation, and you're going to use that rubric. And there will be a Google Docs for you to do that. So that comes back to me in Google Docs, and you will please use that rubric. All right, good luck. And thanks for helping out my alien friend. Have a lovely day.